Hello.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Hi, welcome to True Crime in Real Time, y'all. Hi, Ducky.
Hey, Ducky, how are you?
Um,
What do we got today? We got uh the
we're going
what is
back
it?
over today's care because Hank, Brennan, Bent, Bev, all of it. We got to go back
Yeah.
over this KarenRead stuff from this afternoon because we like last week, when they're like, "See you next Tuesday." I don't know. You guys see that Turtle Boy actually had a "See you next Tuesday." He had a show and it just said "See you next Tuesday" on the I don't. I
uh,
assume it was today. I assume his live was today, but I get a chance to see it. But it was so awesome. It was so funny for me. I was laughing so hard when I saw it. I was like, I love that he is so fun. Like he actually is having fun with what he does.
yeah.
It's entertaining. But
Or you.
today, though, I mean, today was wild because it turned out that Bev was like bent about crap and then unbent and then bent again. Like it
Yeah.
was so weird to me because I honestly walked out of the room because she like took a break, a 5 minute break, and then she took another, and then she took like a lunch. I was Bev was on one this morning. I felt like she was in a good mood when court started, though. Like she was honest and kind about how she approached, how she ended the last hearing. What do you think, Eric?
Yeah, I think she couldn't be mean to Alessi because he was like kind of perfect and he was being very polite, like over polite.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
so I
Well,
think,
he knows
and he
what he's
was
doing,
so organized and he had everything. He was really organized. He had every point down, and I think she couldn't get mad even if she wanted to because he didn't do any. He was
right?
just he wasn't part of the last trial, and he made that clear. But he was like
Yeah,
he seemed neutral, but he had all the facts for the defense. You know.
agreed. Yeah, he did a good job. I liked when he said, I believe he said something like, "I'm going to show you this, whatever." And she goes, "You don't have to show me.
Yeah, yeah,
You can
yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you can just
yeah,
do it." And I was
yeah.
like, "Yeah, okay."
That's total Bev. Like,
Ducky says that we are right on time, and I know. Trust me, I think it's funny too. I agree. We are perfectly on time. I don't know how we did it today, but
I had to get off the phone.
yeah, Eric's got a wild story that he'll share with us eventually once it continues after the continuing or the unfolding continues. Perhaps I'm
Yeah,
not sure how. We'll come up
it
with a
could be.
good thumbnail. The thumbnail is going to be
Yeah,
me and Eric with big surprised faces.
yeah.
We're
It
like,
was
whoa.
a potential crime that everybody should be aware of.
Yeah.
Well, at
Yeah.
least
Every
middle-aged men on the internet should be aware of.
middle-aged men are a funny target
Yeah,
because you know things. You know, you're not
yeah,
middle-aged men are engaged in society, but you also end up you know, being a little pulled back sometimes working so hard, in my
yeah,
opinion. A lot of middle-aged men are at work so much that they don't get to engage with women as often. So it's come down to like strange
yeah.
interactions with other humans. So it's just like
Exactly.
weird.
Yeah. Lonely.
Nothing to do with it. I
Okay,
didn't
let's
think it
get
was
into.
weakness at all,
Oh,
Ducky. Yeah, that's funny. She says Leslie's humility and meekness for weakness. No, no, no. I didn't think it was weakness at all. Yeah, no, I'm with you
uh,
there. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I thought he was good. No, no, I
Yeah,
thought
I
he
think
was.
these are good attorneys. All the attorneys that we're looking at are good attorneys. There's not a bad attorney up there. That's what's going
I
on. They're trying to get rid of another good attorney, right? They're trying to get rid of
yeah, well,
Jackson. Trying
yes,
to get rid of Jackson just because
that's
he's so good. They're like, you know, they don't want that him and who what's the other what's her name? What's the other new attorney's name? Sorry, him,
oh,
not her, him.
Better,
Start,
right?
Bettero. Yeah, I was like, it starts with a B. Yes, Bettero. So
Yeah,
like Mark
Better.
Bettero's coming. So like I that they're just that's just like the dream team we've talked about it, right? So if this they can get rid of somebody, that's
And
like the prosecution's dream team.
Bettero's strong point is like like corruption, like government and police corruption. I think that's what like he handles.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah,
perfect to go against Whitey Bulger's ex-defense
yeah,
attorney.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm like, yeah, this is the perfect guy. I do have Bev. got Bev coming back into court this morning. If you give me a second, I'll find it. But I had Bev come back into court this morning explaining her reasoning, and I thought that was pretty cool because, like, what are your grave concerns, Bev? You freak us out. You worry everybody, in my opinion, because it's do or die now. Like we can't like Karen's got no more. This is it. This is the last chance of getting these you know the experts in here to prove she's innocent because you don't have a case against these cops killing this cop yet. There's no other way to get her out of this. Ducky, you have nothing to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Let me put this on the screen. Here we go.
Last week, upon hearing of a previously undisclosed relationship, perhaps, between defense counsel and the ARCA witnesses, I took a recess here. We suspended. I had heard about email communication, detailed communication, memorializing a conversation regarding an engagement letter and a promise of retainer on March 20th and 22nd of last year, roughly 2 months before the ARCA witnesses testified. There's another email that was 2 days before the trial and after the voir dire, 2 days before the trial with a list of cases. The Sunday before the witness testified, there's a proposed script of questions and answers and suggestions. And after the trial, there is an invoice or a bill, not just for reimbursement of travel and expenses, but for trial prep. Clearly, the ARCA witnesses were expecting to get paid. So the Commonwealth, I suspended for 3 reasons. The Commonwealth raised questions of candor with counsel in the court regarding the Rule 14 obligations. And frankly, I didn't think it was fair to have defense counsel stand up and have to answer to that without the opportunity to reflect, to talk to each other, to look at transcripts, to consult with people. And that it made sense to give you some time to do all of that because what the Commonwealth raised does raise serious issues, not just the rights of counsel, but Ms. Read's right to a fair trial and all that entails. So it made sense to me to suspend first and foremost for that reason, so counsel can be prepared to make any comments if you choose to. Second reason is what the Commonwealth told us is inconsistent with my memory. So I wanted to make sure that my memory was right. So in a way to do that, I went back and reviewed the transcripts again. I started with the June 10th transcript of the discussion with Ms. Giannetti where I raised my skepticism about defense counsel in a murder case calling not 1, but potentially 3 witnesses that you never talked to. I looked back at the June 18th voir dire hearing, the June 24th trial testimony of the ARCA witnesses, and the June 25th closing arguments of counsel. So after reviewing that, and my memory was pretty good about that. But what concerned me most is the memory that I had of a discussion here at Sidebar on February 6th. So 3 weeks ago, not last June, outside the everybody in this courtroom. And at the time, I was operating under the assumption that counsel was unable to provide the Rule 14 discovery because of a federal protective order. And the discussion at Sidebar clearly revealed that, and counsel did nothing to disabuse me of that. So I asked the trial court to expedite a hearing, a transcript of that hearing. Mr. McDermott's going to mark it as evidence.
Mark it.
And at that point, Mr.
Yeah, we
Jackson,
can't help it. I won't be able to stop it after this trial again.
when you didn't answer me at first, but when you did, you said, I can tell you this. The Commonwealth is saying, pursuant to Rule 14, and you know, exclusion and preclusion of a witness is a punitive sanction for Rule 14 violations. Ms. Read has not violated anything.
Yeah.
Why should she be penalized when the Commonwealth has the exact same batch of information that we have about these witnesses?
Yeah.
So I don't have any more information. I don't have any additional discovery. I didn't hire them. I didn't ask them to engage in additional protocols. So I've got nothing else to give Mr. Brennan. He's got the same information I got, and he got it at the same time. So that was concerning to me.
Puffing and
Jim, do
puffing.
you have a copy of that there that you can? And I made sure, so the transcript is of the entire hearing because I don't want anyone to think anything's out of context. So we will mark that as an exhibit.
Mark.
Mark it.
And the third reason I paused is because, frankly, I needed time to reflect.
Me too.
I don't know what may flow from this. Obviously, I have to make findings, whatever they may be. But I wanted to explain why we recessed. I sent that one-page notification out last week about what we would be discussing. So
YouTubers
I will hear
everywhere were
from
waiting.
defense counsel if you want me to hear from you. If you don't want to say anything, that's fine too. But if you want to be heard, I will hear from defense counsel.
KarenRead and her lawyers were back in court after the judge abruptly suspended a hearing last week.
We'll watch that one too. We'll save that one. Hold on. Take that off the screen. What am I doing here? All right. So it's great to hear Bev. She is parsing words. Yeah. She was. I don't think she actually knew what she was so upset about. She was like, something's not right, and I need to look at all this stuff. I personally think that's really like she had to actually like, because everything came in. You know, you get defense, you get prosecution, you're getting each, and just they were the stuff that Hank was bringing in was pretty. Yeah.
She gives me the impression like a teacher and two kids fighting, and he's like, "No, he did it. No, he did it. No, he did it." He's like, you know what? Both of you's in the corner.
Yeah, neither one of you get dessert.
That's how it was that day. It's over.
Yeah. Well, it's funny to watch her though, because I enjoy the trial, but the attorneys were so good, and watching her like, well, it sounds like you were talking to them. Well, yeah, that is what happened. I mean, we all know what happened by now because we've gone over it several times, but it does seem like that's what happened. But I thought today was just the surprise for me. Today was the end when Hank came back with more.
Yeah, you thought it was over, and then he just keeps going.
I think he's doing it on purpose, right? Because he did the same thing last time.
And I don't know. They did pay? They did pay, right?
Yeah, they did pay, and they made a great point. He made a great point when this guy, like they make great points. The attorneys are making excellent points. They were paid. They were paid. It's not like they didn't get paid. They were definitely paid. So,
and like he's saying, like, well, at the time, I guess, I don't know. They said something that they would call it like excusable neglect. Like Alan Jackson wasn't thinking at the time, and sometimes that's like appropriate. It's ethical or something. It's called excusable neglect. Like basically, you could forget something and it's okay.
Oh, I'm gonna save that one in case I have to go court for anything.
Actually, the lawyer, Peter, he's the one who said it, and he's a lawyer. I mean,
yeah, I trust Peter.
He kind of rolled his eyes, but he said he's heard it before.
Yeah, I mean, so he knows it's an actual real thing. Did he hear it as a successful? Was it
Yeah, well, that's he said it came up, and the judge honored
wow?
honored it. Like
So
it's like
it's
I think
precedent.
it's all in Bev's hands, which is not good.
Yeah, it's precedent then. I mean, that's never something you want to get up against.
Yeah,
Anyways,
and it took place at sidebar, like he said. It's which is
yeah, she mentioned that.
yeah, like
She did mention sidebar. That's what I have. Oh yeah, I have the. Let's see. We have a thing. I have a thing here from the news in Boston about KarenRead's defense team being accused of misleading court. Which
let's hear that.
Yeah, let's watch that because I'm pretty sure that's the perfect answer to that. Here, let me get back in there. It's the adding it to the stage that is funny to me. Oh, here we go. I don't even have the right tab up. How about this one? Here we go.
Does raise serious issues, not just the rights of counsel, but Ms. Read's right to a fair trial and all that entails.
And that is where we begin tonight at 11. The judge in the Karen Read case explains why she abruptly suspended last week's hearing. And Read is accused of hitting and killing her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe, in 2022. Thanks for staying up late with us. I'm Priscilla.
And I'm Colton Bratt. This hearing went for several hours with both sides going back and forth here. And even though it ended with no rulings, we did learn a whole bunch today. So the main reason for Judge Beverly Cannoni's grave concerns, she said it's because of the previously undisclosed relationship between Read's defense counsel and ARCA witnesses. Prosecutor Hank Brennan accused the defense of failing to make it known that the witnesses were paid $23,000 and were collaborating with attorney Alan Jackson. Attorney Robert Alessi, who is new to the defense, fired back. Take a look here.
We've spoken to them only for the purposes of coordination of their testimony and their background.
Now, Alessi says the $23,000 bill, it was paid after the trial, but there was no prior financial arrangement. He also added that they were surprised by the invoice as well.
And with that, we do want to bring in our NBC 10's Michael Rosenfield. He's joining us live outside of the courthouse in Dedham.
Yeah, Michael, good evening to you. I know that you talked to a retired judge earlier, as well as a legal analyst regarding today's hearing. What are they telling you tonight?
Well, both are wondering what Judge Cannoni might do here. There's a lot of legal analysis coming in tonight following today's critical hearing here at this courthouse.
Karen Read's attorneys on the defense themselves after accusations surfaced that they may have misled the court during Read's first trial. At issue, a payment they now acknowledge making to two experts who testified at the trial, but they never disclosed that payment to the court.
I do not envy the judge having to decide those issues.
Retired Massachusetts Superior Court Judge Jack Liu says Judge Cannoni has to clear up any questions. She'll want no basis for appeal if the second trial ends up at the state Supreme Court.
But if the defendant loses, the Supreme Judicial Court will go over this with a fine-tooth comb.
Liu does not think Cannoni will refer Read's attorneys for any investigation into unethical conduct, even if she does find some wrongdoing.
This judge is very careful. I applaud that. And I don't think she would lightly take actions that would result in bar counsel taking actions. But I think she'd be justified in giving somebody a dressing down in court.
There's no doubt now the experts were in fact paid for their testimony during the first trial.
NBC 10 legal analyst Michael Coyne thinks there could be significant consequences for Read's attorneys at the hands of Judge Cannoni.
I'm not so sure anything she heard today dissuades her from the fact that there were misrepresentations made that something has to be done about.
Yeah.
So the hearing resumes next week. We'll have to wait and see what kind of repercussions there may be, if any at all, for Karen Read's attorneys. Live at the courthouse in Dedham tonight, Michael Rosenfield, NBC 10 Boston.
Michael, thank you. A lot to cover today in court. NBC 10 Boston is your home for the Karen.
I think I was going to answer Ducky here. I think that Ducky. I think the protective orders. The protective order is the big deal because that's what they're going over. That's what they're trying to get these I may be incorrect, Eric. I think that's what these protection orders are over the materials that was redacted, and they're trying to get the redacted materials back out into court.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong, and I mean, don't quote me on that. I'm not.
That makes sense anyway. But
yeah. I mean, from what I understand, it's like they're the materials they're seeking to redact are subject. I'm just Google it. Subject.
So, what do you think the punishments could be? I think it could be either Alan Jackson is out, or she just don't allow ARCA.
Yeah, either or, both.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I guess she can do both. I think both is harsh.
Both is harsh, but it's Bev. And
yeah, it is.
That guy wasn't very good at her joke describing her. Right, you're right, Ducky.
And did that guy say they would appeal if they did that? I thought he heard him say that.
They'll appeal I mean, she's not guilty. They appeal it to the end. However many appeals she can have, they're going to give them.
Yeah.
They're going to take them.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Did anybody else see? Did you guys see that close call jet today too? That was pretty crazy.
Oh, really? No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I'll show you that too. But I thought that I think that we wrap up like, did Bev say again that she'll see us next Tuesday?
See, I didn't. The end. I didn't see the very end.
Oh.
I just know. I seen Brennan bring up his point. I'm talking like I didn't see the last minute. I think.
Did you watch it today? We watched it, Ducky. That Brennan at the end when he's making his point about how, well, they did pay him. I mean, they're paid. That's them getting paid. And Ducky makes the point like, yeah, but that's not that much money for them. And they could have testified free. They probably have some kind of insurance in their business model where they don't testify for free. You know, there may be actually some sort of way that if they did it for free, then there's liability or something. Who knows? I don't know.
Well, somebody said this. KarenRead has $5 million in unpaid billing hours.
Oh man, that is so sad.
I don't know if they brought that up to say like no one's being paid, or like, you know what I mean? Well, if they might have issued a bill but no one got paid, like what is being paid? Why don't you get ARCA on there to say, oh, we got paid? Like you might have issued a bill. If you can issue a bill, credit card companies do that all the time. Issue you a bill. If you don't pay it, they weren't paid, right?
Right? Yeah. Did you pay it actually? Did they pay it? They paid it. They said they didn't pay it though, right? That's a bill, and they claim to not have paid it at all.
I was issued 2 bills last night. Oh. I didn't pay either of them.
Yeah. Ducky says she tries to move Alan Jackson. They could be appealed as denying defendants' right to counsel. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah. And also, what Alessi brought up when he brought up all those things that the defense did wrong, he said he had 10. There were 10 misidentified things on that whole list. He said that that they didn't bring up, like when he first gave up that list.
Right.
Basically saying, if we made one mistake, they got 10, and you didn't say anything to them. Like, I thought that was kind of like basically telling her, you're picking sides.
Yeah.
In a nice way.
Yeah. I mean, she's definitely not taking sides, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's hard to say if she's a judge. She's supposed to be impartial. I get it. But she sure looks like she just is so annoyed by Karen's. Anybody who comes, any of the attorneys that come up and speak for Karen.
And also that when the ARCA witness was coming, supposedly they were emailed the outline like at night, Sunday, right before Monday when they were coming to court. So it was emailed to Alan Jackson and busy. I mean, it's like if you shut your computer off and it pops up in the morning when you're running into court, it's some things get overlooked. Like he pointed that out, like that the outline that's why that wasn't produced, because it was overlooked because of when it came in, and they had the timestamp and everything for that.
Wow.
I thought that was like that was pretty like So he like extinguished that, like, this is why, this came in at this hour, they were recorded at this hour,
Right.
you know how it is, like basically
Yeah.
saying, Bev, you probably got a couple emails late on a Sunday that you didn't see till Monday night. I thought that was pretty, that was a good lawyer move by Alessi.
Yeah, totally. And I then see Ducky says that the U.S. attorney offered, the officer told them they had to pay it. Like they couldn't not pay it.
Oh, okay.
They had to pay it. They could not pay it. It was like, so that's funny because it is parsing. It's really funny you say that now, Ducky, because it is parsing words. That's big. She knows that they had to pay it. So what do they have to do now? Scramble to figure out how they have to prove. I mean, they did prove that they had to pay it, but then when Hank came in at the end there, he like kind of basically turned it all back around again, in my opinion. What did you think?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he tried to. I mean, but I think he came in. He was trying to do things, but he really wanted to get to the point that they paid the bill, and all the other stuff was just blah. But
and he made the point that they said they didn't pay it.
Yeah, no, he got his point across. It's how she handles it. Yeah.
Yeah, well.
It's like he was sitting down going, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? And then he finally figured it out. He's a good lawyer. He's a pain in the ass, but he's a good lawyer.
Yeah. I mean, I'm impressed by all of them, really. It's a long trial. There's a lot of stuff in here. I mean, it is definitely, I think all the attorneys know that Karen didn't do it. But they all have their role.
Yeah. So
I think it's really, I mean, that's what happens when you're an attorney. Like her attorneys are positive that they know that she didn't do it, and they just, hey, Cat Cake.
Hey, Cat Cake. Good evening, early morning, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Both those. We just
Thanks, waking up.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's that time of year when you never know what time. Like it's only almost 1 my time. It's like we got pretty late for everybody. But hey.
3 over here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, no big deal. Nope. Not over water. Did you guys I have more KarenRead things. Let's see what other KarenRead videos I found here. Because I was impressed with court today, but I also kind of like dorkily love everything about this case.
Yeah, no, this is.
Oh, here, let's see. I know there was a little interview afterwards. Let's see this.
Lawyers were back in court after the judge abruptly suspended a hearing last week. Read's defense team came prepared with pages of notes to respond to those concerns and spoke for hours today.
The focus, the communication the defense had with 2 witnesses ahead of the first trial, which ended in a mistrial. Read's second trial is set for April. She's accused of killing her Boston police officer boyfriend, John O'Keefe. Sheena Losciuto joins us now live from court with more details. Sheena?
Well, court is done for the day. KarenRead and her team only left about half an hour ago. The hearing started at 11 o'clock today. The defense spoke until 3:30. After that, the Commonwealth took the stand, but they were only able to speak for about an hour or so before court ended for the day. Now, once again, as always, when KarenRead got to court, there were dozens of supporters here waiting for her, cheering as she went in and out of the courtroom. The judge overlooking the process explained why she halted the hearing last week, noting that she had concerns over what prosecutors were saying about the crash reconstruction experts who work for the firm ARCA that testified during that first trial and the contact the defense team allegedly had with them versus what was presented to the jury. Now, the prosecution last week filed a motion to prevent those experts from testifying during the next upcoming second trial. For hours today, the defense took the judge through the timeline of the communications, and things only wrapped up at about 4:30 or so. In a moment, you'll hear from 3 people. First, my conversation with KarenRead today when she left for lunch, then an interview with her father, and then you'll hear a clip from inside the courtroom when the prosecution took the stand at the end of the day. How are you feeling so far this afternoon?
Good.
There's a lot of documents being read. What are we expecting the next few hours?
More clarity, more truth, more sunlight.
They're men of ethics, men of character. So they're no different than my daughter. They know the truth. All right. Science, physics doesn't lie.
And there is a very unclear relationship as we stand here right now between the history of interaction between the defense and these ARCA witnesses.
No.
Now, court ends at 4 usually, so this actually did go on late for the court today.
Oh.
The hearing is continued until sometime next week. Now, it's also worth noting there was no update today on any potential federal investigation. Of another live report coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, reporting live in Dedham, I'm Sheena Loshuto, 12 News.
Thanks, Sheena.
So was this the whole? Did they went over other stuff today too?
As far as I could tell, that was what the deal was today. Was going back over that, and then they kind of just went about it. But I did miss a little bit of the afternoon. I might have slept through something or missed something, walked away, missed something because I missed when she came back from one of those breaks and they came back on because Emily started so late.
Yeah, I slept through it all.
Yeah, Eric. As far as I could tell, though, that was. What did you think, Bev? Was there any other? You were asking about that, Bev. I just said, "What do you think, Bev?" I think Ducky. Yeah, it's okay. It's only, like I said, it's only 1 a.m. I should be.
I was wondering if they said anything about that or nothing. I was wondering.
They didn't. That's what I thought they were going to do. I thought they were going to. I thought she was going to talk about that, but I didn't hear it. And maybe did I miss that? Cat K. I know Cat K was watching it with me. She may have just stopped by to say hello with this because I know it's late. But I know. Again, Bedo's application to not addressed. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought, Dougie. I was waiting for it today. I actually thought that was going to be part of today. And then when we got to Brennan at the end, yeah, it was just the ARCA stuff. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate you. Because I was watching it, and I think I told Kat K, I was like, it's lunch or break or whatever. And then I was super surprised because she came back and then went on break and I was like, this, like you said already, Ducky, like, I don't know what is the full day of court for Bev? They do come back Tuesday. See? I love it, Kat. Okay, thank you. That's super funny. I knew she said it, and I thought it's Tuesday though, right? But today's Tuesday. When she said it, that hit me a little bit hard because I was like, "What? I'm not gonna see you tomorrow? I thought I was gonna see Bev tomorrow."
There's so many breaks in like Boss. They do half days, 3 days a week. I remember when it was on. It's like, oh, they're not on today. It's like some days they did 2 days a week. Fridays are like half days. Like.
Yeah, even how do they even keep track of their own schedule? It's wild.
Yeah.
I'm disappointed that they didn't get to Bad Row today, but I did watch, I think it was Peter, and it might have been the Defense Diaries, Mark Moda? Or not Mark, what's his name? Mike. No, that's not his name. Robert Moda? Anyways.
Oh, Bob.
Thank you. That's what, thank you. I was like, no, what's his name?
And his wife, Allison's his wife, right?
Yes. I did watch the Modas, and I watched him, and he was talking with a different attorney, and I don't remember his name. And his wife wasn't there yet, but they were talking, and he was like, it's like, misunderstanding type. When he was talking about it, he's like, this really isn't that big of a deal. But I mean, wait, why are we waiting? And why? And I feel like she's pushing off the Bettero thing.
Yeah, or it don't matter really. Like,
well, that's because she wants to get rid of Jackson.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, he could still be doing research and not telling you. You know what I mean? Like, she could tell him the day before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't. Is it like when he gets approved? Does it matter?
That's funny. You mean he could be like the side attorney?
No, I'm saying like
he could just be on the DL attorney.
Yeah. Like he's not coming into court, but he's still doing work.
Like, I don't think attorneys do that.
Yeah, No, not at all.
Yeah, Duck, I love Defense Diaries. Yeah, they're great. It was it Uncivil Law or Brother? That's who he's talking to today. I saw it only for a minute because we were like, I'm trying to stick with watching the trial, even though it's not working for me very well. But I also want to watch all the people, so there's only enough hours in the day, but I want to see all of them. And I like the motives.
Yeah, you gotta pick and choose, right?
Yeah, it's so hard though sometimes because I'm like, I'm actually kind of glad that Peter wasn't live during court because I watched Melanie till Emily started, and it's funny because I'm like, hey, all the mods are all cool. We've all talked with all the mods and all these other channels, so I gotta, hey, other mods, and that's fun. And then, which I think is great, and then. To get like Melanie had some, I thought she was just gonna be like explaining some stuff. And then the trial had started already. Like when I saw the times, I set my alarm for her, luckily. Because she was going. I mean, the trial started within minutes of her starting. I thought it was gonna be more like Emily because she scheduled to start way later, but Emily went over it after it already had started.
Yeah, she beats to her own drum.
She has 17,000 people in chat.
Yeah, no, she don't have to answer that. You're like, I'll come on when I feel like, and you're still gonna watch me.
Yeah, no, she's rolling through chat. I said, hey,
no,
that's all. I don't even bother trying to conversate because I won't be able to see a response if there is one to me. Emily D. Baker, she is an attorney.
I'm a law nerd. I don't have to watch. She sends it all to me.
I know. I'm like, I think I might have to pay for the Law Nerd app because she said today that I never paid attention to. And she said something about there's a paid version of the Law Nerd app that has more things.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that. And that sounds enticing because I like the way she goes over things.
It's a business.
Yeah, I should, you know what? This is what I'm going to do next time for anybody watching and for our mods and for Ducky. I'm going to make a list. I'll make a list before we go over stuff next time so that, because I always know who I'm talking about, so we can drop some links when we go over it because these are really good channels. If anybody reads the chat of our show, they should definitely be checking out some of these channels.
Yeah. They're all good.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing is that they're all attorneys, and B, they know what cases to pick. There's a lot of cases going on right now.
And they give you an unbiased view, they give you both sides or like experiences they had. It's very good. It's very and they kind of tell it in a non-lawyer wording, so everyone can understand it.
But from that perspective, but still from that knowledgeable perspective, so they still know what they're talking about. They're not just like, I'm a lawyer. I play one on YouTube. I play a lawyer on YouTube. I am. That's what I think is so great about all of. I mean, there's a lot of attorneys. Runkle too is great too, and I don't get to see him often enough. But I know that people are on different stuff right now. There was the guy who maybe murdered a lady because he thought she was abusing children. And I didn't really want to talk about it. I was like, maybe I don't want to talk about that lady. Yeah. But there's other things that I know that I was like impressed by this next few weeks in court, but I can't stop. It's these attorneys know they can't stop watching this.
And there's an update in my case. I know they arrested a 13 person in that.
A 13th person?
Yeah, but I just got someone sent it to me, but I mean, I didn't get to look at it. I'll be back on the ball tomorrow. I promise.
I haven't seen Broken Baker. I'll check him out in the Netherlands. That's cool. Yeah, that's it. We'll be back on it. We're gonna try to come back on
maybe
Thursday.
Even tomorrow. Tomorrow or Thursday. I gotta get I'll get back on it.
Eric's taken his leave from work to heal his arm, and I think everybody knows when you take time off work, your schedule gets so thrown off. You're never going to get back to that point until you get back into work. And then you'll be right back where you were before you went to work, probably.
You're stuck going in rabbit holes you shouldn't be going in and things.
There's so much stuff out there of all the hours where you would normally be at work.
Yes. I'm going to tell everybody that story too, like in voice.
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh, Eric's going to give us the deets.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to tell it all.
We're getting the deets.
Sophie got it, some of it, most of it.
I got the beginning of the deets, and I felt like this could be a thing we could talk about on the show, but it's part trolling a little.
Troll.
Yeah, exactly.
There's crime involved. If you let it, there's a lot of crime.
There is definitely there's no, that's solicitation, not the right word, but it is.
You could call it that. I was solicited.
And you were solicited. And I applaud you for your tactics.
No, I was not hurt. It was
Not
just
yet.
a crazy story with multiple people, multiple angles, a big platform.
Yeah, do you follow him, Ducky? Do you follow Eric on what is it? TikTok?
TikTok, supposedly celebrity.
Yeah, he put some of his stuff out there on the TikToks. He's like talking about he's trying to call these ladies out for trying to catfish people.
Yeah.
And he's doing a good job of like re-catfishing in like a catfish response.
Yeah.
But we don't know if it's like because I think it happens all the time is kind of that. So it's almost like we're doing an expose.
You know what? I'm gonna do something on it. So I'll just it might be short, but I will do it. I don't know if I could use their names that are in it because these people might not.
Let's not use their names.
No, I know. I'm just saying that. I'll figure it out.
Yeah, no kidding. The New York Post. No. Eric, no kidding. You should put that Newsbreak app that you gave me. Eric sent this. I like to use this Newsbreak app, and it's totally like junk mail.
Yeah.
And news. And it stinks because it's like it sends you so many, and then it takes you down a rabbit hole when you go to it. It doesn't let you leave.
Yeah.
And it's more news, but it just takes you more news. So it's kind of just it gives you local news, and then it gives you. If I looked up local news, I'd be like, "What's happening in Idaho?" And I'd be like, "Oh, that's not that exciting." And then it take me to all these other news things, and then again, rabbit hole.
And even I even think the platforms involved.
Yeah, Ducky says you can use their name for alias on Instagram.
Like I got 250 followers in 2 days. It's weird. And I didn't put out a video, and I got banned in the same time.
Yeah, Eric's already been banned from TikTok. The top kicked him out.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's weird, the network. And you know what? When they don't ban you. You can't.
Yeah,
if someone's doing something bad to you, I can't put a message out there. That's what they did.
Yeah.
I couldn't send messages out. You know what I mean? They banned me while this was going on.
Yeah, it's tricky. Whoever banned you because of these gals, because you were calling them out.
Well, but I could have. I figured a way to call them out today, though.
Under the name "Get to Ducking Point."
No, they have your status. I called them out in my status.
Well, that was a good idea because that says they're listed, right? I'm not.
Everybody can see it.
I like that idea. That's a great place for it. Maybe we could do when we freed Bonnie, and you could take a picture of it, and it could be your screen photo.
Well, I put a video up too, and
okay.
I think they flagged it because it didn't get many views. So I got to figure a way how to do it. I might even how to do it in a different way, but whatever.
All right.
Yeah,
you're gonna need some stickers and some explosion emojis.
Yeah,
they are. It probably is the Russians. I don't. That's Ducky. I was like, is it possible that this is an actual real human, or is it possible that it's a computer and AI is really this good?
But it gets back but it goes to a real human.
It goes a third person.
Some human is collecting the money from the things they're asking for.
Yeah, a third person contacted him and was like, "I'm the manager." Like, no kidding.
No, that's a fourth person.
Oh, it's the fourth person is the manager.
Remember, I have the real life person too. I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
This is intense. Like when I went over this and my mind blew up last night, I was like 1, 2, and I had these visions, and I'm looking at. I have all these screenshots. Like I felt like the good doctor.
Eric,
and I literally blew my mind.
Yeah, he's like, I had to share to make sure I wasn't crazy.
Yeah, I had to send my sister, my friend's wife. I said it was insane.
You can't.
I knew what was going on to some sense, but it was really a lot, and it was different angles, and it was like I'll tell it. I'll tell it tomorrow.
I know Eric's tired, but I want you guys to see Kat shared this video that was today about that plane, and I wanted you guys to see it. I found this.
Let's see it. Yeah.
Little news clip. I don't know what happened. I had her shorter video, and now I have a longer video. Let's see. Oh, this is either way. Here we go. That was scary. That's all I'm saying. Here we go. Oh, that's the wrong plane. Oh, that's the upside down plane. I have your video, I swear. Maybe.
A catastrophic accident barely averted as those skilled pilots reacted to that danger that they may not have spotted had the weather today not been so clear.
This blew my
Southwest Flight
mind.
2504 inbound from Omaha on descent to Midway, just 50 feet from the runway, forced to pull up as a business jet heading for Knoxville taxis right in front. That jet initially reading back bad information.
Oh my God.
By Midway Air Traffic Control, and then warned to hold position away from center runway 31 at least 9 times. Instructions that were ignored.
Flight Jet 560, your instructions are to hold short of runway 31 center. Flight Jet 560, hold right here, sir. Don't move. Hold position 560.
Southwest Flight 2504 then pulls a potentially life-saving go-around to avoid a crash. Dr. Ryan Phillips is chair of aviation at Lewis University in Romeoville.
It is considered a higher workload maneuver. You're in the mindset of, okay, we're coming into land, and then to go from that to having to add throttle and climb out again. It's something that crews are trained for.
Just over 2,000 feet separating the two planes, according to FlightAware. It's crew confirming what they will do and then asking a question.
Southwest 2504 going around. That's Tower Southwest 2504. How'd that happen?
Possibly just a misunderstanding or miscommunication.
Earthcam footage showing the Southwest flight landing safely a short time later. 2 passengers on that Southwest flight telling the I-Team they didn't realize anything was wrong until after watching the footage.
It was just a very calm situation. Nobody was freaking out on the plane.
We are also very thankful because it looked like it was very close. And if I could hug the pilot right now, I probably would.
At some point, our luck's going to. But ABC aviation specialist Steve Ganyard says available technology can help.
The FAA needs to increase its funding and increase deployment of the kinds of capabilities and technologies that will prevent these kinds of incidents from happening again.
Ohio-based FlexJet owns that smaller plane, and the company says it holds its pilots to the highest standards, and Southwest echoing that sentiment that safety is a top priority. The NTSB is investigating this incident, and the FAA has already been auditing the top 45 airports in this country, looking at those runway incursions. Midway, just a part of that audit. Rob?
Watch break. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, that was scary. Are you glad you're not there? But I mean, can you still get insurance, Ducky? I think so, maybe. I hope you still can get insurance. At the airport, I know I'm like, who am I gonna leave it to? I'm gonna leave it to True Crime in Real Time also. We'll see what happens with it. Take my money. Yeah, I don't know. That's wild. That was so wild. And I watched that earlier and I was like, yeah, oh look, another crash. And then I
It happens
watched
all the
it
time.
again.
Yeah, it's like crazy.
I can't believe that nobody on the plane was like, surprised by I'm assuming that they had to take off pretty quick there. That pilot was on, that Southwest pilot was on it.
Yeah,
On it. Amazing.
Wow. Yeah, wow.
Yeah. That guy's amazing. I mean, that was what they said, it was 2,000 feet. Those planes are flying so fast. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
absolutely. I know. I was like, I watched it. I was like, nope. I know I've said it every time we watch these videos. Yeah. No, never leave the bottle. Take it off the bottle. I agree. But I don't know if I don't know if I can fly again anytime soon. This is freaking me out, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I think there's and that's just me. Maybe I'm a sissy, but it's freaky. I'm only in my 40s. So in my 40th-ish years, 40 whatever years, we'll say that, that I've never seen this before. I've never seen a helicopter run into a plane, and I've definitely never seen that close of a call with a huge jet and a private jet, and them not answering. Remember how the helicopter didn't answer?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's insane.
Me too, Cat K. That's what I was wondering. Did nobody on the flight notice that this plane landed and took off again? Like, it slowed way down and then it sped up and was in the air again. But I think you could be easily told, like, oh, there's not a gate open, we're gonna go around. They do that all the time. Like, you don't want to wait on the tarmac. I'd rather be in the air. So I think that you could get away with it on the fly, saying that. I know, baby. It's like whatever, but there's something there that was like, it's insanity. Basically, it's all insanity now. I don't know how those ladies didn't notice. I don't know how, but I mean, again, like the other lady said, yeah, that pilot.
Can we go? I'm gonna walk up to the cockpit my next flight and go, hey, guys, get your shit together. Pay attention today.
Hey, yeah, today.
Let's pay attention today. I'm on this flight.
Yeah,
I don't care what you do tomorrow.
I'm on the left wing. I'll patrol out the left wing. You guys, I'm sure they'll appreciate that. I'm sure I could get some appreciative pilots.
Yeah.
I'll tell them I'll be watching out for everybody. Just kidding. Yes. So that was the other thing that I thought was impressive with today. And I know there was something else. What was the other news that I looked at this afternoon? I looked at something that I thought was interesting, but I thought I'm disappointed that we have to wait to next Tuesday. Not like other things aren't going on, but I do want. I'm worried that this is they're just taking longer. I'm worried it's just gonna take longer. Is how I feel. It's just gonna take even that much longer. Yeah. That's how I felt. But I saw, that's what I was gonna say. But we never really covered like Ruby Frank or the YouTube ladies who were like abusing their children.
Oh yeah, that's a terrible story. Yeah.
Yeah, it's super terrible. One of the kids talked on Banfield today. So she's talking
really?
I think she honestly might have been talking. She was either talking in the state legislature or she was talking someplace, Congress. She was talking someplace about setting laws for YouTube creators and how they show their children on television. All valid, solid stuff, in my opinion. I thought.
Yeah.
But like I'm impressed. I was impressed with a 60-year-old girl sitting there saying like, this all happened to me and let's get these laws in place.
Well,
because
tomorrow I'm gonna tell my story and I'm gonna do it when everybody's up. Okay?
When everybody's awake.
Prime time my story's going tomorrow.
That's it. Eric's going prime time. We'll get back to you on what time prime time is.
Well, Prime time whenever Sophie's available.
Yeah, well, we may not know exactly when prime time might be, but we'll figure it out. We're gonna look into it.
Because I need Sophie there to question me.
Yeah, because when you're just talking to yourself in chat, sometimes you're like, I know, you know me, I'm off the rails.
She knows the gist of it too.
Yeah, I know the basics. I'm all the freaky weirdness about it. We could tie your two cases together and make a couple-hour-long show.
Yeah, but this one, I like the more I'm thinking, like things keep popping in my head about things that, like the way they were doing things. Like,
I got you, Ducky. I'll send you the link to Eric's
Yeah.
prime time. All right. Well, I'm so happy you guys joined us tonight.
Thank you very much for joining us. We love and appreciate you all.
We do love and appreciate you all, and we'll be back later this week with some more updates. We'll do an update or Eric's big deal primetime tomorrow, which might be big deal primetime on Thursday. But I hate to make you wait, so we might figure it out.
Can we call it a premiere?
Yeah, we can. I'll put the word premiere in the thumbnail. Good night, ladies.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Bye.